Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is AhTravesty playing some Neverwinter Nights 2. Alright, new mod. Just downloaded Trinity. Game by Gaming Parents Studios and written and designed by E.C. Patterson. You can download this mod from the Neverwinter Vault. I'll leave a link in the description below. Let's take a quick look at this intro here. A new threat has come to the Dalelands. You have been selected to lead a party of 4 other adventurers in order to put an end to it. This adventure is set up for a character between 6th and 8th level. I think you will automatically level up to level 7 if you start up a new character. We'll find out once we start, though. There are 4 companions in here. One of is a Cleric, and another one is a Rogue. Actually, these are different levels. It's a 7th level Cleric, 8th level Rogue, and there's a 6th level Wizard and a 7th level Fighter. And it looks like we're going to have some limited resting. I am going to play on hardcore mode. I always play on hardcore mode now. Never play anything less than that, but we'll see how this is going to work. I do have a character set up. It's going to be an Elven Ranger. So, let's go ahead and start the campaign. The people of Shadowdale and all of the Dalelands thank you for answering our call for help in this dark hour of desperate need. That must be our party. Some 20 years ago, my predecessor, Morngrim Amkathra, stood where I now stand, before a group of adventurers not unlike yourselves. At the time, Lashan Almuser, Lord of Scardale, represented the greatest threat to Shadowdale and to the whole of the Dalelands. Guided by a foul and sinister dream to rule over us all, Lashan had launched a series of lightning attacks against the other Dales. Fortunately, the tyrant was stopped just short of conquest, thanks to the combined might of Cormyr and Sembia, and the courage and strength and will that inhabited all Dale's folk. Since then, many ills have befallen the Dales and countless other threats have been thwarted. The recent occupation of Shadowdale by Drow and Zentarum is one tragedy that has scarred us deeply. Our people, now more than ever, need to be allowed to live in peace. Only time will heal these most recent wounds. Sadly, however, history appears to be repeating itself, for a new threat has already come to us that mirrors the tragic events of 20 years past. One man has now surfaced, who apparently desires to succeed where Lashan failed. This man has yet to reach the height of his power, but the speed at which he has gathered a following has us fearing for the worst. This man needs to be dealt with swiftly, for the security of the Dalelands, for the welfare of all Dale's folk. Our people have suffered enough. This man is known as Guyon. After the hammer of justice slammed down on his forces 20 years ago, Lashan led an expedition deep into the forest of Cormanthor in a desperate attempt to turn the tide of battle to his favor. His goal? To retrieve artifacts long since forgotten and buried deep within the ruins of one of the most magical sites in Cormanthor, one of Myth Draenor's fabled schools of wizardry, known simply as Soloria, the Trinity. Artifacts, he hoped, that would help him regain some of the power that was fast slipping from his grasp. The courageous adventurers Morngrim had sent to stop him were presumed successful, for Lashan was not heard from again. Alas, neither were those brave adventurers. As we speak, Guyon, inspired in more ways than one by the deeds of Lashan, is reported to be setting off for Myth Draenor in the ruins of Soloria themselves. His hope, no doubt, is that powerful artifacts still lie buried within. Your mission is the one Morngrim gave your predecessors. Stop Guyon from succeeding. Prevent him from taking hold of these items. Wrest them from his grasp forever. I will now let my Chancellor, who is Morngrim's own faithful aide, provide you with the details of your mission and make all the final arrangements. Should you succeed in this undertaking, we will forever be in your debt. Your names will be sung in ballads for many generations of Dale's folk to hear. Should you fail, we will mourn you, and then prepare for the worst. My thoughts and prayers will be with you. And we got us a level up here. Trinity is recommended for level 7 characters. Do you wish to raise your PC's level? Yes. You will also be receiving a small amount of gold for equipment if required. Alright, let's level up. Okay, well, let's go ahead and take a look at our party first. Alright, this is our main character here, Seldur Stelen. Currently a first level wood elf neutral good ranger. He's got a decent dexterity with 17, strength 16, wisdom 14, and everything else is average. And it looks like we're going to have enough experience points to level him up to level 7. And as far as skills go, he's got a decent hide, decent listen, good amount in move silently, search, spot, and survival. And he's got a history feat here, farmer, +1 to survival, +1 to spot, although a -2 to lore. I'm not concerned about that because I think we have another companion who has a decent lore. He's got track, of course, starting with a ranger. Favorite enemy elves. Yeah, the author of this mod recommended that favorite enemies be set to elves and what was the other one? Undead and I think aberrations or something like that were some of the top creatures that we're going to be fighting. So I went ahead and gave him favorite enemy elves, and I think we'll take favorite enemy undead once we level him up. And he's also got Luck of Heroes, which gives him a +1 bonus to all savings as well as a +1 bonus to armor class. You know what, let's go ahead and level him up now. And then we'll take a look at the rest of our companions. Let's keep going as a ranger. And I want to keep focusing in hide, listen, and move silently, search, spot, and survival. And we're going to go archery combat style with this guy. And level 3. And we're going to do it all again. Hide, listen, move silently, search, spot, and survival. Alright, and we're going to get a feat. I think I'm going to focus in longbows. Let's go ahead and get that now. And he automatically gets toughness. And level 4. And we're going to go with some dexterity. It's now currently 18. And let's keep it all the same again here. Hide, listen, move silently, some search, spot, and survival. And we get us an animal companion. Let's go with my favorite, the brown bear, I think. And an animal's name, Cola. That sounds good enough to me. We'll keep that. And level 5. Let's keep going with the same skills. And next favorite enemy. Yeah, let's go with Undead next. And level 6. Alright, same thing. And let's see, another feat we can get, probably power critical longbow, but let's take a quick look. Point blank shot might be useful too, but let's look at everything else. Improved favorite enemy. That would be nice to have actually, but I think I'm going to go with power critical. Let's get that up. Yeah, it gives us a +4 bonus on our to confirm our threat roll. Let's keep that. And level 7. Get everything up to 10. And we're picking up Woodland Stride. Okay, let's take a quick look at him now. Yeah, very nice hide. Listen. Move silently. Search. Spot and survival. Alright, and yeah, we got power critical longbow and weapon focused longbow. Alright, animal companion. Archery combat styles. And we do have many shot. Let's hotkey that. And we also have rapid shot. Alright, so something else. I am using Tony K's AI mod this time. There's a couple things I like about it, but then again there's a couple things I don't like about it. This is the first time I'm really going to use it. I used it a couple times before, but let's go ahead and reset this thing up. Let's see, let's keep that all the same. Yeah, something I really want to turn off is the weapon switching. I really don't like that. Let's see, let's go with scaled casting across the board. All the rest of this stuff I think can stay the same. Yeah, automatic weapon switching, let's turn that off. That's kind of fun. It's got its place. If you're in melee range, everybody pulls out their missile weapons and they start shooting them until the enemy gets closer, and then they go back to melee and then they go in and fight melee with melee weapons. So, but there's a couple times when it acts kind of strange, and I really don't care for that. Alright, that should be good enough for now. Alright, let's take a look at some of our companions.
Follow me.
Alright, now, this is our Cleric, Thalvar. Now, off camera, I had to make some fixes to this because he did have the air animal domain bug going on. But as you can see, he's currently got the good and luck domains. And that's because I fixed it off camera. As you can see, he does have the good and domain luck class abilities right here for his domains, but if it said air and animal right here, which means he would get the wrong domain spells, and I wanted him to have the correct ones for good and luck. So I edited the packages 2DA file and a on spawn script, and I did pack it up into a compressed file for you guys that are interested. I put it up in Dropbox. I'll leave a link in the description below, so if you want to use those files, you're more than welcome to use them. Just go ahead and hit that link and extract that file right into your override folder, and then start a new game, and then your Cleric character will be fixed with the correct domains. Alright, let's take a closer look at him. He does have the wisdom of 17, strength is 14, and everything else is pretty much average. Human 7th level neutral good Cleric. Let's take a look at his skills. He's got a nice concentration, nice diplomacy, nice heal, and other than that, everything else is nothing to be concerned with. He is a natural leader. It's going to give all our companions a +1 to attack rolls, although a -1 penalty to his saves. He does have dash, gives him a 5% movement increase. That's not very important. Improved initiative, +4 bonus to initiative checks. That's not very important either. He does have weapon focus and club. Combat casting, and good domain gives him an R of courage, which he's got right here. And let's see, what else does he get out of that? He gets early access to magic circle against evil and lesser planar binding. And luck domain, he gets free luck of heroes feat, which he has, and he's got early access to freedom of movement and greater spell mantle. Alright, not too bad. Let's take a quick look at his gear. He's got Thelvar's chain mail, which is essentially just a set of +1 chain. And what else does he have? Boots of reflexes +2, giving him a reflex bonus +2. It's currently now 5. And he's got an amulet of speaking with the dead. When activated on the recently deceased, the powers in this amulet lift out of its spirit if it still clings to this plane and allows one final conversation with the deceased. Only usable by clerics 4 times a day. Let's hotkey that thing, that might come in handy. And let's see, what else does he have? He's got Thelvar's club, which is a club +1 with an attack bonus +1 versus undead. Let's equip that. Thelvar's light shield +1. Let's equip that. Let's hotkey some of this stuff. And he's also got a crossbow, a couple torches, and some healer's kits, and some healing potions. Let's hotkey all of this. And that's about it for him. Let's move on to the next. And we have Elmer, 6th level human neutral wizard. He's got a intelligence of 17, constitution 15, dexterity 14. Everything else is pretty average, with the exception of strength, which is below average. He's currently got a 9. And looks like he's an evoker. Let's take a look at his skills. He's got a little bit in appraise, decent concentration. Got a decent lore, and a decent spellcraft, and a little bit in tumble as well. Feats, he's got combat casting, spell penetration, and greater spell penetration, empower spell, and he's got spellcasting prodigy for the purpose of determining bonus spells and the saving throw DCs of the spells you cast. Treat your primary spellcasting ability score as 2 points higher than its actual value. That's a nice feat right there. Alright, and gear. He's got Elmer's robe, which is a robe of fire resistance 10. He's got a Scarab of Protection +1, giving him a +1 universal saves across the board. And a Ring of Protection +1, giving him a +1 armor class. And Lesser Wand of Detect Magic. This wand will reveal magical auras at 60 meters around the user. All objects and creatures affected by magic or bearing magical items will glow brightly for 30 seconds. Unfortunately, this lesser version, made by novice craftsmen, may sometimes fail to detect the subtler magics, and may even sometimes falsely identify objects as being magical, but it can nonetheless be a great help in detecting many hidden auras. Alright, it's only got 12 charges. Alright, that might come in handy for some... And let's see, he's got a dagger +1, some potions of cure serious, potions of lore, and identify. Does he have that already? Yeah. And he's got a wand of frost. Let's hotkey that. Light crossbow, we can equip that now. And that's about it for him. Alright, let's move on.
Sure.
Rindle, human neutral good, 8th level rogue, high dexterity with 17. And everything else is pretty much average. Constitution and Charisma are pretty good though, with a 14. What's he got for skills? He's got some points in bluff, decent diplomacy, some disable device, some hide. He's got a bit in listen. He's got a good move silently and open lock, along with search and set trap. And sleight of hand is really nice. He's got a bit in spot, it looks like, and he's got a really good tumble and a bit in use magic device. And for gear, he's got Rindle's leather armor +1, suit of leather +1, and amulet of natural armor +1, giving him +1 natural armor bonus. Okay, let's see. What did he have for feats? He's ladies' man. +1 to listen, +1 diplomacy, although a -2 to intimidate. 2 weapon fighting, yep. He does have Rindle's short sword, which is a short sword +1, and a dagger +1, which is just a regular dagger +1. Let's go ahead and equip those now, since he can dual wield. What else does he have for skills? He's got nimble fingers, +2 bonus to open locks and disarm traps. And he's got a skill focus and sleight of hand, gives him a +3 bonus to checks with it. And he's got evasion, improved uncanny dodge, and uncanny dodge. Let's see, evasion. Whenever a reflex save is allowed for half damage, the character instead takes no damage if he succeeds in a save. Nice. Improved uncanny dodge. Cannot be the victim of a sneak attack unless the attacker performing the sneak attack has 4 or more levels and classes that give sneak attack bonuses. And uncanny dodge. A character retains his dexterity bonus to armor class even if caught flat-footed or attacked by a hidden or invisible creature. That will be useful. Alright, and he's got some darts +1, some thieves' tools, and a climbing rope. Once securely attached to a suitable hook point, this rope can be used to climb up or down a vertical surface. Unlimited uses. That might come in handy for something too. Alright, let's move on.
Yes.
Atama. Female, neutral, good, human fighters, level 7. She's got a strength of 16, which looks like it's being improved by something. Dexterity 13, constitution 16, charisma 15. Everything else is average. Intelligence is below average, though she's only got a 9. Let's see what she's got for skills. It's got a bit in intimidate and a decent taunt. And what's she have for some feats? Dodge, power critical mace, expert tactician. If you hit a creature with an attack of opportunity, you and all your allies gain a +2 circumstance bonus on attack and damage rolls against that creature for 1 round. Okay. She's got knockdown, power attack, and weapon focus and specialization and mace. And she's got strong soul, +1 bonus to fortitude and will saves, as well as a +1 bonus to any saves versus death magic. Okay. Alright, she's got a healer's kit +1, but I'm thinking we're going to pass that off to the Cleric since he's got a higher heal skill. Got some healing potions. Atama's mace, which is a mace +1. Let's equip that. Atama's heavy shield, which is a heavy shield +1. Let's equip that. And she's got some throwing axes. Let's equip that. Alright, what else does she have? Atama's chain mail. Chain mail +1. Tempusian cloak. Okay, that's where she's getting her +1 strength bonus, and she's also getting a +1 deflection out of that. Only usable by clerics and fighters. And she's also got boots of reflexes. Reflex +2.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, Rindle's got a amulet of natural armor +1.
Sure.
Okay. Well, that was a nice little introduction too. We still need to talk to this guy here, Chancellor Thalamset. Let's talk to him. There are 2 parts to this mission, each as important to us as the other. The first and most pressing, find any artifacts still hidden within the School of Wizardry before Guyon gets his hands on them. Obviously, time is of the essence. If Guyon manages to acquire these artifacts before you do, your task may become that much more difficult. I cannot stress enough to the importance of obtaining these artifacts. There will be a generous reward awaiting you, and those who assist you, once you have returned with these items. This payment will stand as your reward in a material sense. The more items you bring back to us, the greater it will be. As for the second and no less important part of your mission, when you run into Guyon, for it is a question of when, not if, we want you to apprehend him and bring him back here to stand judgment. Whatever you do, do not kill him, for his death would serve no purpose other than to empower his cause with martyrdom. You are to act as an agent of this court, not an executioner. Only the truth of unequivocal justice will make his infamy clear for all of us to see, and put an end to any sympathies to his cause. I trust your understanding of this is clear. There can be no misgivings. And it's Atama. Don't worry. We'll take good care of him if we find him. Good. Now, we have made arrangements to take you into Cormanthor, as close as we dare to the entrance of the school. You will then have to proceed from there on your own. The captain of the Lord's militia will be waiting by the tower's gate to accompany your party to the destination, together with a few of his men. You'll be traversing dangerous territory, and this escort will see that you reach the vicinity of the school safely and swiftly. Now, we presume you have brought with you your armament and equipment of choice for this mission. If that is not the case, or should you still need sundry supplies and ammunition, please see Basil in the dungeons below. Basil is our new quartermaster and will assist you to the best of his capabilities. Please be patient with Basil, however. The former clerk was killed in the recent occupation, as were several of the tower's staff, and let us just say, it has been difficult finding suitable personnel in these times. Basil still has much to learn about his new responsibilities. He has been instructed to provide you with any supplies we may have available, at exactly the price we have paid to obtain them. Here's an advance of 1,000 gold pieces, so you can properly outfit yourselves. You may also be interested in seeing Father Hargreaves, the tower's priest. He should have a reserve of curatives and other supplies that could help you in your mission. You will most likely find him in the chapel at the end of the hall. Seldur, Lord Falconhand has given you responsibility over this mission. Act as an efficient leader and use the strengths of your colleagues intelligently. You would all do well to get acquainted with one another quickly. I believe that is all. Do you have any questions? Where is the School of Wizardry located exactly? The School of Soloria, or what remains of it, is located underground on the outskirts of the ruined city of Mithranor, deep within the forest of Cormanthor. It lies just outside of what was once the city's protective mythal. It's approximately a 3-day ride due east from here. What can you tell us about the school? In truth, we know very little about it. What I do know is that it was once one of the highest seats of learning and things magical in all of Cormanthor, alongside other schools that flourished in the region during the time of the elves. It was abandoned much like everything else in the area after the fall of Mithranor some 600 years ago. If you wish to know more about it, perhaps you would do well to ask Father Hargreaves. He was an adventurer in a former life and was very active in these parts. He is also quite learned. What's the situation like in Cormanthor and around Mithranor? With the exception of the area around former Elven Court, the situation in Cormanthor has changed little in the last 15 or 20 years. In other words, since the exodus of the elves to Evermeet reached its peak. Contingents of surface drow occupy sections of the forest and fight for the remaining areas, sometimes even between themselves. Bandits still roam about, alongside all manners of distasteful creatures. The vicinity of the school is no exception to this. The captain of the Lord's militia could tell you more about it. The areas further north in and around Elven Court are somewhat more in turmoil, however. Heated fighting there continues between drow and the allied forces of humans and elves. As you may know, a group of elves returned from Evermeet in recent times, intent on reclaiming the area. The protectors of Shadowdale, the Knights of Mithranor, have joined the fighting, as have some of the heroes of the recent War of the Shadows. From the latest reports we have received, the Alliance seems to have made considerable gains, successfully weakening the drow in the area. The fighting does not appear, however, unlikely to have reached Mithranor and the area around the school. What can you tell me about Gaion? In all honesty, we know all too little about Gaion. He has come to our attention only recently, and has rarely been seen in public. He has nonetheless apparently gathered a large following from various circles and from all classes. Additional support he apparently purposefully hires. Mercenaries. With what money he pays these mercenaries, or with what sorts of promises he buys their loyalty, is unknown to us. How he has achieved this sudden rise is still mostly a mystery to us, and concerns us greatly. These questions must have answers. I agree. I know of him, and I'm worried. You have met him? I didn't say that. I haven't met Guyon, and I don't actually know him, but I've heard of him, and the deeds of Lashan are still fresh in my mind. I fear him. And you are wise to do so, for we fear him also. Now, from the little we have been able to gather, Guyon's objectives, rhetoric, and methods seem very reminiscent of Lashan's own. He is not yet, however, particularly known for any cruel or foul deeds. If he were, it could have made it easier, in a sense, for us to deal with him. We wouldn't put it past him, however, to take advantage of the strife in Cormanthor and the upheaval around the Elven Court. It seems to us plausible he might be seeking an alliance with the beleaguered Drow to their mutual benefit. It's quite likely that he is maneuvering to take control of one of the Dales, like Lashan did in Scardale. From such a position, he would have access to resources allowing him to mount an even more eminent threat against the other Dales. In spite of our conjecture, his intentions to make of the Daelands his personal empire is clear enough. He must be stopped. It seems you do know quite a bit about Guyon after all. May I ask, if you please, how is it you know these things? Conversations overheard by concerned citizens, snatches of intelligence gathered here and there by spies, harpers, and other friends of the Dales. But it has been impossible to truly infiltrate Guyon's network, or get near him or his close associates. We don't even know how he recruits his supports, or how he communicates with his people. But we know of him, his intentions, and the threat he represents. This is sufficient to prompt us to make a necessary action. What kind of man is Lord Falconhand? Lord Falconhand is a hero of all of Shadowdale. He led the forces that routed the Zentarum and Drow invaders last year. He accepted the position after Morngrim and Cathra, who did not come out of this conflict quite the same man he used to be, left to return to his former life of adventuring. Our current lord is a young man still. His gray hair is due not to old age, but to his Fey heritage. Although young, he is given to restless thoughts at times and excessive gravity, but he has the best interest of the Dales first and foremost at heart, and that is what ultimately matters. I have a question, says Elmir. Go ahead. What will you do with the magic items we bring back to you? Could we not just keep them for ourselves? Doing so might not necessarily brand you as official traitors to Shadowdale and the Daelands, but let us just say you would likely stand in very low esteem among the leaders of the Dales, its population, and the many mighty ones of Farron who hold us close to their hearts. We hope you understand this clearly. I highly recommend you bring the items back to us. After all, did you not answer a call to help us, not thwart us? Once you bring these items back to us, we will store them for safekeeping, destroy them if they represent a danger, or put them to use in the protection of the Dales as would be appropriate. If that will be all, then I hope you will excuse me, for I must now attend to other pressing matters. I join my lord in offering you best wishes for your success in this most important endeavor. Okay. Well, we picked up a couple here. Couple quests. We have to find Guyon, and we need to bring back all that treasure that we find in that School of Magic. Okay. Alright, what's back here? Alright, we can't get to that. Oh, Atama just said something. So, you'll be leading us? Seldur, is it? Glad to see you will be led by a fighting man. That gives us a head start. I'm glad Falconhand picked you. Now I'm eager to see what you've truly got in you. And it's Rindal. I too am very keen to see what you have to offer, Seldur. I don't doubt he will surprise us all. And it's Thalvar. I'd just say more power to you, my friend. Heading the chase, taking us into danger, into the great unknown. Doesn't get more exciting than that. My goddess Timora and I will be right behind you all the way. We'll make Bashaba quake in her boots, you can be sure. And it's Elmer. I've been waiting for an opportunity to penetrate into one of Myth Draenor's schools since I was but a thought in Mystra's womb. I mean, forever. But I have no illusions about my ability to make it into such a place safely on my own. Your job is simple. Just get us in there and back out in one piece. I hope you're up to the task. Yep, we should be up to the task. Alright, let's take a look at a map here. Stairs to the dungeons, the exit, and the chapel. Right, yeah, they made a recommendation. We need to go to the chapel and talk to Hargreaves. And apparently we can buy some gear down here in the dungeons. Well, let's go that way first, since we need to get some gear. How are we on gold anyways? Oh, what is this thing? Trinity game stats. Activate this item to view the game stats. Unlimited uses. Time played, experience points gained, magic items of note found in Soloria. Looks like we gotta find a total of 13. Secrets found in Soloria, a total of 9 of them. Times rested and a number of kills. Alright, that's cool. Alright, let's go down to the dungeons.